Hello viewers, and welcome back to Pikmin 2. Bonus video. Oh, and look at this, we finished our first series. This means we found every treasure that belongs in a certain group, I guess. And in this case, it's a Christmas-themed one. You've collected the Frigid series. Chase away winter doldrums with this festive set. Cool. We've got a lot. Wow, we've got a lot to read, guys. This might be a long video. And it's gonna be even longer if I stop to check my phone like I'm doing right now. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't record Let's Play videos while I'm texting someone. Okay. Fossilized Earth today. This dead beast has the form of an animal, yet it is encased in an organic compound. I have concluded that it is a groundbreaking biological discovery. The ship says it's nothing more than a wooden statue. I wish it had more of an imagination. No. Then it would probably talk even more than it does now. That would be bad. So funny. Dude, this is so humorous. But now that we finished a series, we can actually read the ship's journal entries on the treasure we collected, so that's pretty nice. But we'll read Olimar's first. We have the Joy Receptacle. Today, we ventured across the plains to reach a cold cavern. I've been meaning to spelunk. Spelunk, what a great word. The Pikmin have a hard time coping with the bitter cold, but they were real troopers. Somehow they summoned the strength to carry this box, so I hope it's full of treasure. I love how they valued it before knowing what's inside of it. Some works of fine art are timeless, while others are fleeting. Once lit, this sculpted pillar of wax will burn with glory for a short time before flaming out. The purpose of this piece of art is to help us all envision our final moments of flaming glory. Sounds about right. That's pretty much what birthdays feel like these days. We have a danger chime. Today we searched the caves located at the far end of the Valley of Repose. To ensure that we're thoroughly combing the region for treasure, we have to check every cave. Thanks to that diligence, we found this very item. To memorialize our exploration into the unknown, I have named that cave the Frontier Cavern. Like it, I like it. I'm interested to read this one, because the name confuses the heck out of me. Sometimes I miss my carefree bachelor days. Once you have a family, those days are history. I like spending time with my wife, but sometimes I just want to be alone. Alone time is important, I think, even if you're with someone. It's nice to prioritize someone in your life, but you should also prioritize yourself. This string object reminds me of a dream I once had. When I was a child, the twinkling stars held so much promise and mystery. I like that. So it seems like Olimar always wanted to take to the stars. I hope it's everything he imagined. Essential furnishing. This object sparkles beautifully. It's enormous, but I think it would make a great party decoration. Ugh. That reminds me of the last time my family threw a party. I was busy at work and I couldn't make it, so my wife and kids enjoyed the party without me. My family grows further and further away each day. I think he's spending too much time on this planet. He really needs a vacation with his family. The last cave we searched yielded a wide variety of oddly shaped and bizarrely colored treasures. For instance, this crooked object appears to be a boot, but it's adorned with several strange modifications. Perhaps it's some kind of modern art. Yeah, sure. Anyways, let's read these sales pitches. Be satisfied with the decorative outer shell of this rectangle. It is more endearing since you can't see what's inside. Not being able to open it makes it all the more special. In reality, it is empty. Wow, that's brutal. You're gonna sell that for 60 Pokos? That's so mean. On the surface, this is not art. It is a temporary spectacle compared to the glory of eternity. And yet, that is why it is art. Machines like me are incapable of comprehending this. Just don't think too hard about it, dude. No danger, no matter how small, dodges the notice of this never-fail peace-of-mind alarm system. In fact, it will warn you of danger that is not even present. Tell me this isn't peak comedy. Put this on your spouse, and you will always know if he or she is approaching. How convenient. I thought that's what it would mean, but... a must-have item for couples who like to hide things. Excuse me? This is so fucking funny. Think back and remember the starry skies. So the titles are more about what the ship thinks the item is for and not what Olimar thinks it's for. Which makes sense. It's the ship naming all the items. Innocence. Every being once possessed it, but lost it over time. This star is the shape of that precious memory. All major credit cards accepted? This is... oh my god, it's so funny. The ship really has a lack of humanity. I guess it's like a commentary on corporate overlords. I don't know. According to our marketing survey, this is the year's hip product. Focus tests don't lie. Interior furnishings that create a laid-back atmosphere are all the rage with Joe Hokutate. Sure. Sure. This piece of art was made in the shape of a giant boot to symbolize glorious progress. Where does civilization begin and where does it go? Machines have long pondered this. That's very funny. Well, that's all the sales pitches we have unlocked right now, but we can still read Olimar's journals, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's a strange design on this metallic platter. It gives me mystical chills. Maybe living beings were never meant to comprehend its true meaning. Yeah, what could it possibly mean? These! I don't know the true meaning. We recently found all sorts of mechanical parts scattered around a cave. The walls and floor were constructed of solid steel. Perhaps it was once a great military fortress. I decided to name it the Subterranean Complex. That was a hellhole, that's for sure. This appears to be some kind of hyper-advanced light-refracting computer component. Perhaps I can use it to upgrade the ship with an imagination. We just established not to give it one, though. He'll talk too much. According to my research, this is an acoustic interference motherboard. I should install this on the ship, and might shut him up for a while. Then again, if it learned to override the hardware, it might become even more surly than it is now. Yeah, we don't want that. Olimar's clearly not very fond of the ship or the president, which I find funny. This receiver intercepts harmful radiation from outer space. What? It is a highly dangerous piece of machinery that should be handled with extreme caution. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin that carried it looked a little dazed while they carried it. I don't get it. What? Why is that a space receiver? I don't get it. I've found numerous objects that appear to be machine parts, but I have no idea what they do. The ship wants to sell them to art collectors as modern alien art and charge a fortune for them. I think you may be onto something. No, Olimar. Don't have your soul corrupted. Collecting all these machine parts reminds me of the time I crash-landed on this planet. See, that's exactly what I was saying. The last time I was here, the crash scattered 30 of my ship's most crucial components. I had to frantically collect all of them before life support systems failed. I wonder what kind of machine this flywheel is from. It's a good question, Olimar. It's a very good question. For a long time now, I've just been whiling my life like a... What the fuck? For a long time now, I've just been whiling away my life like a sprocket in a machine. Sometimes I just stop and wonder, am I happy with my life? I can't start thinking like that. I must concentrate on my mission. See, okay. What Nintendo protagonist is as relatable as Olimar? He's so deep to me. Compared to, like, Link or Mario. Several artifacts like this were sitting in the hole I explored today. The temperature inside the cave was perilously low, and the treasures were freezing to the touch. I felt sorry for the Pikmin that had to carry it. Afterward, their little hands looked numb. Aww. Knit them little mittens, Olimar, do it. This object must have been manufactured long ago by some kind of machine. Back then, they didn't have the fun toys kids have these days. Whoa, what? That's a jump in... That's a leap in conversation. My son is a video game addict, but I'm terrible at them. He teases me about it all the time. Wait, I've got it! Louie's young. He must be a video game wizard. He can give me some hot tips. I think you're good, Olimar. You're the protagonist of a video game, so... There appears to be a link between the treasures we found in an underground structure. We found several machine parts that fit together. The parts may provide a clue as to the original function of the area. Interesting. This material is ideal for patching chinks in spacecraft armor. Too bad we've only got one of these because the ship sure has a lot of holes. Yeah, but it's massive. Surely that's enough. My analysis has concluded that this object possesses powerful adhesive abilities. Could there possibly be anything else this sticky? It's unlikely, but the universe is a big place. It is indeed, Olimar. It is indeed. This crimson jewel was found... I'm sorry, there's so many. I got so many treasures in the last day. Was found in a hole deep below the icy surface. This will be a long video. Of course, it's optional, compared to the other ones. When viewed from a distance, this gem's dazzling red sparkle looks like a dancing flame. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of acute hypothermia. That's so funny. Olimar was obviously very good. I said before, their spacesuits don't have insulation on them, so the cold really penetrates their outfits. A captain views his ship as a brother and a partner, someone he can trust with his life. It's crucial for them to develop an unquestionable, unfaltering trust. But I refuse to believe that this simple trinket is some kind of living gem. That's insane. The ship thinks it's alive. The SS Dolphin was so much better, the one that couldn't talk. According to my analysis, this object has a high intellectual capacity. But if it's so smart, why won't it pass on some of its wisdom to me? I don't think it's got a brain, Olimar. I tried flying this thing once, but it moved too rapidly and I contracted vertigo. Maybe it could be used as an amusement ride. The young'uns would love it. However, I don't think I'll ever ride it again. Ride it like a slide? I guess they're small enough for that. Investigating alien objects provides me with an opportunity to solve new mysteries. For example, when I rolled this object, I discovered it's perfect for tilling land. Usually, I have the machine analyze the treasures we find, but sometimes I like to examine artifacts with my razor-sharp intellect. I just imagine people back on Hokotate using this to, farm land. Or till land, rather. We have a worthless statue here. At first, this object looked impressive, but closer inspection reveals it's just a cheap statue. In many ways, it reminds me of my father. I probably shouldn't tell him that. Burn! Olimar has a worthless father confirmed? Hopefully he, learned how to be a better father to his kids. I say, as he's been off on a corporate expedition for a long time now. This statue features an astounding degree of detail. It looks a lot like a present I gave my mom for Mother's Day. I miss her. Sometimes. We're getting like an insight into Olimar's parents now. Jesus. We have a perfect container. Why is it perfect? During my decades of service in the transportation company, I saw all manner of weird and wonderful containers, but never one like this. I shall call it the perfect container. I guess Olimar does name some of them. Uncharted planets like this one are often teeming with hazardous fauna. The Pikmin are usually nearby to defend me, but there are times when I need to lay down the law with my own hands. For example, if a creature were to try and eat me, I'd have to beat it down. And I wonder about that all the time. Olimar dreams of just beating the shit out of alien monsters. I love it. This aromatic object secretes a tangy odor that could knock out a Bulblax. I'm with the ship on this one. I don't want to touch it either. But I must. For the sake of the company and my family, I must summon the strength to carry on. Then we got the final treasure, we got the Stellar Orb. The technology behind this impressive gadget is totally unknown to my people. It appears to replicate the intense solar beams of the sun. Space exploration has given me a ghostly pallor. Maybe I'll use this orb to catch a few rays. He says that, but in the last game he had his very own UV lamp. So... plot hole! No, I'm just kidding. They're just funny. They're just funny little entries. Well, this video's been going on for a while, but... we've got some creatures to look at. The hairy bulborb, Oculus Kagayami folliculus. The Grub Dog family. This subspecies of Grub Dog has a thick coat of soft white fur that obscures its abdominal markings. The fur also warms its vital organs, making this species well adapted to colder climates. However, its hair follicles are surprisingly frail, which can result in immediate hair loss if the creature is surprised. Interesting. Oh gosh, here's the spotty bulbear. Deadly. The Oculus terribilis dodicum. A mid-sized subspecies within the Grub Dog family, the spotty bulbear's unique feeding habits set it apart from other grub dogs. The spotty bulbear patrols the set path searching for prey instead of passively feeding on creatures that wander into a limited territorial range. When entering bulbear habitat, it is wise to proceed with extreme caution until the bulbear's patrol path can be clearly identified. They can wander the entire map. Any area a bulbear shows up in, it can just go anywhere. A grub dog larva in its third stage of development, this creature's body structure is nearing maturation. However, unlike mature bulbears, it has yet to claim its own patrol route, and thus it is dependent upon its parent for guarding direction. Yeah, so these little ones, they'll actually follow the big one. Here we've got the larva. They're kind of cute. They're actually kind of cute, in my opinion. As its name implies, this creature is a bulborb in an early stage of development. Its distinct bulborb coloration has yet to appear, but it already exhibits other uniquely bulborb characteristics. It is capable of hunting nourishment independently without the help of its parents. Pretty cool. You've got the bulbman here. Spoiler alert, sometimes little baby bulbmen follow the big one. So, that's what you're seeing there. Only sometimes. Bulbman, Parasiticus, Picaminicus. Pikmin family. This loathsome creature is in fact a parasitic form of Pikmin that has infected a bulborb. Unlike Pikmin that nests in Pikmin onions, this parasitic relative spends its life inside the body of a host, usually a bulborb. Juveniles fall in line and mimic the actions of their parent until maturing to full independence. By burying its root-like limbs into the nervous system of the host bulborb and infusing it with natural hormonal excretions, the bulbman is able to control virtually all of the host's bodily functions. However, the host's voracious appetite seems impossible to suppress. That explains why, even though it's technically a Pikmin, it'll still eat Pikmin. So, that's depressing. Don't even get me started with the Gatling Groink, okay? The Megaplod Calibursi. This beastly predator's aggressive ejection of high-speed projectiles makes it one of the most fearsome creatures in the ecosystem. Its body seems to comprise of both biological and mechanical components, and represents one of the most evolutionarily advanced specimens ever observed. The chamber within its torso gives it rapid-fire biopellet launch capabilities. What appears to be a tail fin is in fact the base of its counterweight and ammunition cylinder, so immobilizing this appendage will prevent the Groink from attacking. At least in theory. Confirmation of this suspicion remains elusive as nobody has volunteered to test it. Yeah. I don't blame them. Brutal. Here we have the Doodlebug. While life forms that excrete foul musks to warn of danger are not rare, the Doodlebug is the only species known to release flatulence when active above ground. So it's quite literally farting, okay. Interestingly enough, since it is merely releasing the gas created by decay of the contents of the creature's intestines, it does not have a special musk-producing organ. This means the creature is in fact merely flatulating. Spectral analysis of the rank gas indicates it contains not only methane, but hydrogen sulfide as well, making the flatulence a grade 13 biohazard? Jesus. Fun fact, one of my best friends, their username is Doodlebug. So whenever I think of either, I think of the other. I don't know if they would find that flattering, but it's the truth. Here's a bumbling snitch bug. Creepy looking guys. This is a variety of snitch bug. Its most interesting characteristic is that it likes to snitch leaders. Yet barring wanton carelessness or incompetence, leaders are not easily captured. Any leader caught by this creature is clearly an idiot, which is why this creature is also known as the exposing snitch bug. That is hilarious. There are several known varieties of snitch bugs, but research has stagnated despite it being such an interesting species. The exposing snitch bug, it exposes idiots? Well, I think both Olimar and Louie were captured by one at some point, so... what does that say about them? What does it say about me? I'm controlling them. Careening Dirigibug. The Floatilum Circus Maximus. This creature floats effortlessly through the air using gas-filled balloons. Both its appearance and its nature are antagonistic. I say so. And is the only variant of its species in this ecosystem. It may be best to consider the possibility that somehow wandered into this ecosystem from an entirely alien one. Positive proof does not exist at this point, but that is how the creature is currently classified. That's crazy, so it's an alien on an alien planet. We got the Caustic Dwevel. I thought it was called Aquatic Dwevel, but I guess it's the Caustic Dwevel. This Caustic Dwevel is one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them on their backs. Several points of differentiation with the other members of the species have been confirmed, such as body color and behavioral patterns, but none of these suggest major deviations in the creature's genetic structure. This makes it clear that this is a relative of the family. When attacked by enemies, the Caustic Dwevel spits out bodily fluids in response. Spacesuits corrode and oxidize when they come in contact with this highly acidic liquid. Yeah, so it can actually hurt captains, even though it's just water. Here's the Volatile Dweeble. The Mandarachnia explodus. The Volatile Dweeble is the one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them on their backs. The Dweeble family exhibits a most unusual characteristic whereby the creature's behavioral patterns actually change based upon the object the creature carries on its back. The Volatile Dweeble has one of the most potent attacks of all species within the Dweeble family due to its habit of carrying explosive devices. Approach with caution and or body armor. That's just craziness, dude. We're almost done here. Long video, I know, but we're almost through it. We have the Mamuta here. Unknown family. Big mystery, this one. The imbalanced asymmetrical arms of the Mamuta are among its most notable features. Feeding on seeds and fruit, the Mamuta is known to actually sow and grow plant species. While other species have exhibited seed-bearing behavior for the purpose of storage, the Mamuta is the only species so far known to actually cultivate fields of plants. He's a gardener! Here's some actual plants. We got the figwort. This plant offers an excellent example of a non-native species introduced into the ecosystem by some unknown method. Upon introduction, it quickly established a foothold and adapted to the new habitat. This plant's distinct flowers usually exhibit a stunning blue color in early spring, but recent fieldwork has recorded specimens displaying a deep red hue. Although this may represent a sudden deviation in genetics of the species, the red coloration is much more likely an anomaly. Okay, and additional readings suggest no significant atmospheric or solar radiation changes have occurred in the ecosystem, leaving open the possibility that soil composition and mineral deposits may have affected petal coloration. I almost said pedal, and then I'm like, that's not right. We have a glow stem. I'm not even sure this is a plant. It looks like a electronic light. Although they are obviously unrelated, the glow stem bears a striking resemblance to the streetlights on Hokotate. It is highly possible that glow stems could be a relic of some unknown civilization beyond the scope of our imagination. Humanity. And here we have the man-at legs. The man-at legs, Pseudoarachnia navarronia. This species of the Arachnorb family fuses with machinery at a crucial point in the maturation process, giving it the ability to fire energy bursts from the launcher beneath its orbital torso. However, the man-at legs itself is not in control of this weapon. Instead, the mechanical portion of its structure appear to be automatically acquire and attack targets. The man-at legs has a gentle disposition, and as a member of the Arachnorb species, it has no natural enemies. It is particularly difficult to understand why the species would develop such awesome offensive capabilities, leading to rumors among the scientific community that it was the machinery that approached the Arachnorb and proposed the symbiotic relationship. Tell me that's not disturbing. This spider was just minding its own business when the machine part took over its body and made it a cyborg with offensive capabilities. That is freaky as shit, and it has some really strange and scary implications about what exactly went down on this planet. Because it would have to be man-made, right? What the heck were the humans doing? Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for sticking around for a longer bonus video rather, if you watched this far. But if not, that's okay too. And I will see you guys in the next video.